Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. Today we are going to be looking at Halo Heroes Series 17. Now, I was pretty excited for this until I got the package and opened it up and looked at these figures, and I gotta say my first impressions are on the poor side, I'll say that much. Halo Heroes Series 16 had some fantastic quality. The prints were very sharp, very nice. There were some great new pieces. I was hoping that this series would follow suit. I don't know if it did. But before we get into it, I got this from the Mega Bears store. It's like megabears.com. I'll put the link to it. And they also threw in a bunch of old articulation figures, including the old articulation version of the Lights of St. Helios. So that's kind of cool. So big thanks to them for getting these up so quick. Packaging is pretty standard now. This is the new layout. I think it looks really nice. Pops pretty well. I just knocked them all over. But on the back, we just get to see the figure more out of the package, and then a ton of stuff that nobody reads. And it's the same for all of the figures. Like so. Okay, so let me go ahead and get these open, and we will take a closer look. Okay, so I have 3 of these figures out of the packaging right now. And that is actually as far as I'm going to go, because I think there is a problem here. I do not think that these are actual Mega. Never, ever before have I seen quality this garbage from Mega. And this worries me because the packaging looks official. It appears to be official. However, this did come from China. So I'm not really sure what's going on. This is making me very worried. I don't know if I don't want to start like tossing out accusations here. This could be somebody else's problem, not Mega Bear's problem. But somewhere along the line, I think these figures were swapped out for ones that are fake. So today, apparently, this is just going to be Halo Heroes Series 17 Part 1, because I'm going to actually have to obtain some real ones. And instead, we are going to be talking about how to spot fakes. So, let's get in closer, and we are going to see if we can get to the bottom of this. So, here is the Yoroi. And my first hint that something was wrong is this. Okay? It's on there. And it pops back up. It's like under pressure, and it just barely, if I force it, it will stay. The first couple times I tried that, it actually didn't stay at all. It just fired right back up. The head appears to be molded wrong, or well, let's see. Let's pop it off. It appears that maybe it's mainly the print that's way off to the side. Looks like actually most of the print is way off to the side. And then here is the torso. We're just going to pull this off. Yeah, okay, that doesn't look awful. This doesn't fit on well. The plastic looks weird. And what really started making me a little suspicious was the hands. The hand plastic, especially here, you see up on the top, it's all rough. And that's not usually how Mega's hands look. I have the previous series of Halo Heroes here to help me out. Except for the only thing I don't have is Hudson's stand. I don't know where that is. So see the top? See how it's a little bit more smooth than that? You see there's a smooth finish on it, whereas this has kind of a almost Play-Doh looking finish. And then the energy sword, I don't know if Mega is just, maybe they're going to do a new color, but this is a very clear color. And you can see on the end here, see that nub? Mega doesn't usually have a nub there on their energy swords. Actually, maybe I should go and grab an old energy sword just for extra comparison. Okay, so here we go. This darker blue one is an official Mega one. This lighter blue one is not. Look at the handles. See anything different? The handle of the lighter one has a massive nub mark, and it's also kind of more fat, and there's this weird wood texture on it. or maybe it's just weird plastic grain. So that right there makes me, like, that's a huge red flag because Mega hasn't changed the molding for this old energy sword this much. They just haven't. And they definitely don't have a nub mark there. So that's a huge, huge problem. And then for this guy, another thing that made me go, what is, I can't move his leg past here without it, like, crunching. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot, like, look at that. Look at that. There's, like, weird warps in the plastic. And then, oh, the leg barely stays on. Coven. There is no eye print, and the paint looks really thick and chunky and not at all like Mega's print. Like, look at this. It's, like, thick and kind of gross. Here, let's bring in another very printed character. Yeah, it's like, maybe this is not showing up as well on camera, but it's not good. Oh, and look at that. There's camo print spilling off. And then another thing that's making me really wary is the way the light hits the plastic. That's a big, big indicator for me. When you shine it and you see like a normal plastic sheen, that makes me go, oh, yeah, it's official. When you shine it and it's like you get to see extra mold lines that really shouldn't be there, that makes me really wary. And then look on the bottom of the feet. See how rough the plastic is compared to an official Mega figure? Look at that. It's nice and smooth in there for the most part. And in here, it looks like concrete. Like, it's really bad. And then also the figure is not fitting together. The plastic has extra grain. The hand, look at the hand. And then the sniper rifle. The sniper rifle, you see the texturing? It's like, you can see some lines in the plastic, and there is no metallic flake. Mega almost always does some metallic flake in their, any of their weapons that are gray. And then it doesn't fit in the hand properly either. Mega's usually not that bad about it. So there's that. And then we have the scrap cannon. This is a new thing. And this looks like, I don't know how to describe it. It looks like Chinese plastic. I have bought I bought a bootleg Figma Link before, and all of the plastic looked exactly like this. Like, too rough, not fully refined, maybe. The transition between the end of the spike here and, like, the actual paneling is very not sharp. It's very, like, rough and weird. The barrel is actually crooked, kind of. And then there's just extra little bits of plastic and seam lines where there really shouldn't be any. And the handles, look how lumpy the handles are. The hands don't work on here at all. And then here is Mr. Ignovus himself. The leg print is completely asymmetrical. Look at that. That does not look right. The leg armor, oh, his arm doesn't barely want to move. The leg armor doesn't really stay on properly. It moves around. And yeah, that sometimes happens with Mega, but never quite this bad with the Brute armors. The Brute armors tend to be pretty decent about staying on. Again, the print is kind of thick and not quite like Mega. And then Craig's head looks almost correct, except for the fact that the plastic has an almost oily look to it, which is not usually how these things go. And then the hands. Again, the hands are really, really making me go, what is happening here? Because look how much excess plastic is on the end there. It's just really, really not good. So to make sure that I'm on the right track here, I reached out to Halo Bricks on Instagram because he had gotten a full set of these from a seller in California who was pretty reputable. I don't think that they would be selling fakes, and he had a full set. So he sent me some pictures to help me confirm, and yeah. So the official version of this has a very light bluish gray print on these side panels, and then the rest of it is kind of a metallic flake dark gray. This is just one color, all gray, visible plastic grain, handles are too thick. So that is a dead giveaway. And then another thing is his Brute came with red forearms and a gray print for the blade, whereas this guy has gray forearms and a red print for the blade. Bootlegs have that problem a lot, actually, where they'll just mistake colors and just get them mixed up. So that to me is pretty much confirmation that this is not a real figure. Also, that kind of fits. So then I'm thinking, like, how the heck is the packaging so well done? And for the most part, as bootlegs go, these are they have a lot of the details in them. So I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I did notice that the packing here is lined up imperfectly, and typically Mega stuff isn't like this. I mean, look at that. That's very misaligned. It's like almost, I don't know, like a human did it instead of a machine. So my hunch, and this could be totally incorrect, but my hunch is that maybe some of these packages got stolen from Mega before they were actually used, and then the bootlegs are put inside and sealed in. Here is the Yorui's sword, and it is very warped. Well, it's not very warped, it is warped, and the plastic looks pretty gross. Another thing that I noticed is here is Ignova's stand, and here is an official stand. Notice anything about the peg holes there? They look a bit different. The Mega logo is there, but it's not quite the same. And you can kind of see, look at the difference in the plastic sheen. It's subtle, but it's there. And look at the edges of the studs. The edges of these studs are kind of nice and sharp. The edges of these ones are all rounded. So, yeah, this is very, very concerning because buying online has become much more risky now if you're buying from out of the country. Coven does not have any eye print at all. The paint is globby. Yeah. Basically, that's covered most of the issues. I'm attempting to get a full official set for comparison, and I'm also contacting Mega Bears to see if he knew about this or not, because there's a very good chance. Oh, he's coming right apart. There's a very good chance that he got stock thinking that, he just got the new series and it's actually fake and he didn't know that. So I want to make sure with him first that, talk to him, see what's going on, and go from there. So, yeah, I will not be putting the link to these in the video description as of right now. Just, I don't want to perpetuate sales of any fakes right now. Again, I don't want to point fingers here. I don't want to say it's Mega Bear's fault. I don't want to say he's the one doing this, but I do need to figure out what's going on and hopefully get a refund, because I did pay quite a bit for these to get them early. So we'll see. We will see. Well, this is not at all how I was expecting this video to go. I thought this would be a normal review. I expected it to be a little on the negative side because these figures looked pretty bad right off the bat. But no, apparently this is a much larger problem. This is probably going to be a multiple video series, at least 2 videos, because I would like to do a comparison between the bootlegs and the official ones. And of course, I want to do a real review of the series. I kept 2 of the figures sealed just because I want some reference here before I open them. Because again, I do need to try and get a refund for this because that was expensive. And I don't want to pay that much for bootlegs. But be wary when purchasing online and make sure you have purchase protection. Otherwise, you may end up with problems like this. And yeah, bootlegs are a problem across most hobbies. There are bootleg Gundam kits, there are bootleg action figures, there are bootleg Lego stuff. Usually with Mega, they haven't been this sly about the bootlegs. You can usually tell. But this is on another level, and this is very, very concerning. So I'm going to be continuing to make some videos about this until the situation reaches a kind of resolved point. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled and make sure you know who you're buying from. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.